Commander Zethkar flexed his razor-sharp talons as he studied the tactical display aboard the Bloodhunter. The blue-green planet below them looked deceptively peaceful, its surface dotted with what their scouts had identified as primitive settlements. The third planet from this system's yellow star had been flagged as a potential hunting ground, home to a species called humans that appeared to possess no natural weapons, no thick hide, no venomous bite. Perfect prey. "Initial scans confirm our intelligence, Commander," reported his tactical officer, Vexthul. "The bipedal mammals show no signs of advanced defensive capabilities. Their cities are poorly shielded, their military forces scattered and using crude projectile weapons." Zethkar's mandibles clicked with satisfaction. The Krillian Dominion had been expanding across the galaxy for 3 centuries, harvesting weaker species for sport and sustenance. These humans would make excellent additions to their hunting preserves. "Begin the descent," Zethkar commanded. "Target the settlement they call New York. We'll make an example of it before moving to collect specimens." 3 massive Krillian dreadnoughts descended through Earth's atmosphere, their hulls gleaming like obsidian in the sunlight. Each ship bristled with plasma cannons and boarding craft, crewed by hunters who had never known defeat. The Krillians stood 8 feet tall, their chitinous exoskeletons capable of deflecting most primitive weapons, their natural speed and strength far exceeding any prey species they had encountered. As the ships approached the sprawling metropolis, something unexpected happened. Instead of the panicked fleeing they anticipated, the city's inhabitants seemed to organize with startling efficiency. Military vehicles converged on strategic positions, aircraft scrambled from hidden bases, and structures that had appeared to be simple buildings revealed themselves as fortified defensive positions. "Commander," Vexthul's voice carried a note of confusion, "we're detecting massive energy signatures throughout the settlement. These readings don't match their supposed technological level." Before Zethkar could respond, streaks of light erupted from the city below. But these weren't the crude missiles their scouts had reported. These were focused particle beams, quantum torpedoes, and something else entirely that their sensors couldn't identify. The first volley struck the Bloodhunter's shields with devastating force. Alarms blared as the barrier generators overloaded, systems that had withstood the firepower of a dozen conquered species failing in seconds. "Impossible," Zethkar snarled. "Our intelligence indicated they barely achieved spaceflight." On the communication channels, a human voice crackled through with crystal clarity. "Attention Krillian vessels. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of Earth Defense Command. You have 30 seconds to withdraw from our system, or we will demonstrate why humanity has never been anyone's prey." Zethkar's blood ran cold. They knew the Krillian species name. They had been waiting. "How do they—" he began, but his words were cut short as the second wave of human weapons found their mark. The Devastator, his portside dreadnought, simply ceased to exist. One moment it was there, the next it was expanding gas and debris. "Sir," Vexthul's voice pitched higher with panic. "Long-range sensors are detecting massive fleets moving in from the outer system. Hundreds of vessels all heading our way." The tactical display updated, showing what had been invisible moments before: hidden bases on asteroids, camouflage stations throughout the system, and ships that had been running silent now blazing to life. The humans hadn't been caught off guard. They had been lying in wait. As if to emphasize the point, Admiral Chen's voice returned. "You see, Commander Zethkar, we've been watching your species for quite some time. Every world you've conquered, every hunt you've conducted. We've learned your patterns, studied your technology, prepared for this day." The remaining Krillian dreadnought attempted to flee, but found its path blocked by a wall of human warships that seemed to materialize from empty space. These weren't the primitive vessels their scouts had reported, but sleek predatory craft that moved with lethal grace. "We know you expected to find easy prey," Admiral Chen continued, her tone conversational despite the carnage. "Soft mammals with no claws, no armor, no natural weapons. What you failed to understand is that humanity's greatest weapon was never our biology. New type of human weapon activated, something that bypassed shields entirely and began disabling Krillian systems from within." The Bloodhunter shuddered as its own technology turned against it. "Our weapon is our mind," Chen explained. "Every species you've hunted, we studied their fate. Every tactic you've used, we countered. Every weakness in your ships, your armor, your psychology, we cataloged it all. You see, Commander, There's something you should know about humans. The ship's main display flickered, showing images that made Zethkar's hearts freeze. Footage of human soldiers in environments that should have been lethal, fighting creatures that dwarf them in size and strength, yet emerging victorious through cunning, coordination, and sheer stubborn refusal to surrender. "We're persistence hunters," Admiral Chen said softly. "For millions of years we chased prey across endless plains, never the fastest or the strongest, but always the most relentless. We learned patience, strategy, and something your species never developed: the ability to unite against a common threat." The Blood Hunter's engines died. Emergency power flickered and failed. Through the viewports, Zethkar could see human ships surrounding them, their weapons trained but not firing. "You came here expecting to find prey," Admiral Chen's final words echoed through the dying ship. "Instead, you found the apex predators of Earth. Welcome to our hunting ground." As boarding craft approached his ship, Commander Zethkar finally understood the truth that would soon spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity had never been prey. They had been wolves in sheep's clothing, waiting for the right moment to show their fangs. The hunt was over, and for the first time in 3 centuries the Krillians were on the wrong end of it.